the manga trailer was realistic. Oh no.
Sorry to keep you all waiting. But now that I'm here... Yep, that's my name all right. This right here is Gunny. And she can light up the whole dance floor. Gameplay footage. Going so soon. I'm gonna. Don't tell me that's it. Both hearts are pain. I got your back.
Ooh la la.
Here I come. Sensei quick Kiki. We got him where we want him.
The only thing unrealistic about this is the Primal doing anything.
Brilliant.
Holy shit, that was great. That is awesome.
How is my tank? Wait,
Jesus Christ.
how are both tanks not doing anything? Look, my tank is 3 and 4. The other tank is 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, what's the rest of their stat line look like? Okay, so this guy's got 3,000 damage. I can't see what he's playing. 3,800 4K, and I can't see what this is, but I'm assuming it's probably like a Kiri or Ana.
Anything. Look, my tank is 3 and 4. The other tank
Well,
is
what's the rest of the
2 and
stats?
3. Is this really what the tank experience is like nowadays in Overwatch? That is so
Yes.
sad, bro.
Okay, I see a ball. Wait, hang on. What was the other ones? It's a ball and
Overwatch.
is it a
It's really what
hog?
the tank experience is
Ball and a hog.
like nowadays in Overwatch. That is so sad, bro. I miss the days when tank actually used to be a good role. Now it's just like tanks kind of just walk around, get shot at, and like occasionally they do something with their ult. And that's pretty much it. It's actually sad as that the tanks are the most underpowered role. Like, they're supposed to be a tank, for f***'s sake. I feel like, if anything, tanks is the role that should be overpowered. Not only because are they literally tanks, they're also the only role that only has one person, so you have to do everything yourself. It doesn't really make sense for Overwatch to make tanks the least powerful role. Like, I'm just saying, dude, it should totally be the other way around.
The problem with this is that's what it was at the start of Overwatch 2, and everyone lost their shit
And
and
I don't
screaming.
even play tank. That's just how it should be.
That's what everyone was screaming at the start of Overwatch 2, that tanks were too OP, and that supports and DPS were underpowered. And now it's the opposite, and everyone's like, oh, go back. And it's like, well, that's how it should have been from the beginning, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anyone will ever truly be happy. And unfortunately, I think tank players are probably the least amount of players in the, like, there's less of them than any other roles, so we're kind of just... Let's go.
Explaining Overwatch concepts to help you win more games. Part 1, kiting. Kiting is an essential part of team fighting, and not doing it or kiting improperly will lose you a lot of fights. Kiting is essentially respecting the enemy's pressure and falling back and keeping distance between your team and the enemy's team. It is a great way to disengage fights if they pop a big ultimate, such as nanoing their tank or one of their DPS, or they use Kitsune or Lucio B, or if one of your teammates gets picked and now you're in a 4v5. Anything that gives the enemy an advantage in the fight, you want to then kite out. To do this, your entire team needs to walk backwards. That means giving up cart, giving up point, giving up robot, no matter what the map is, you all move backwards as a unit together. You do this because the enemy team has the advantage. They want to press that advantage into turning it into a team fight win. But if you all back up, they cannot do that. Then, once they've used all of their big cooldowns and their ultimates, and now that they're overextended, you can re-engage. Or if you were kiting out because you were down a player, you don't...
The thing is, though, this might be a really weird hot take, I guess, but in Overwatch 2, I feel like the skill required for that is so different now, where it's like, you don't have to kite as much anymore, because you can just hit your buttons and you can fight back. Like, that's why everyone just ult dominoes now, where it's like, oh, they're using their ults, we could just back away for 2 seconds and then win the fight, but we could also just hit our buttons, and now we have a 50-50 chance on winning.
You don't need to re-engage, but then you can just wait out. You
And
got
most
all
people
the
just hit their
ultimates
button.
out, and now you're good. You wait for your player to come back, and then you go.
You know,
Explain.
it's like not the same anymore. Okay, next.
This is why DLC tanks are toxic for Overwatch.
Wait, what? DLC tanks are ruining Overwatch 2.
This is why DLC tanks are toxic for Overwatch 2. On October 4th, 2022, Overwatch 2 reworked the PvP where one tank was removed but got buffed to compensate that, but some tanks were left to dry. Why play Zarya, whose bubbles get instantly popped by massive damage, when Orisa, who was reworked for Overwatch 2, can soak insanely more damage and has higher killing power than her? Why
Not a good example to start this with, but
play Ryan when he has to either attack or hold shield, while Ramatra can shoot, use abilities, and
That's a
has
good
better
example,
brawl,
sure.
all while his shield is up. Not to mention, Maui's charge is the better version of Ryan's pin because
that's no.
it's immune to CC. Why play Hog when Junker Queen is smaller, thinner, and has better abilities that are
Sure.
suited for the 5v5 playstyle? Why play Monkey when he gets rolled by the majority of the cast when all he was given was a long-range tickle gun?
That's
Some ways
not
I would buff these heroes is allow Ryan to
really.
hold his shield while pinning. When Zarya bubbles her teammate or herself, nearby allies get bubbles as well. Winston's long-range gun should also chain lightning to nearby enemies.
That one I'd give. Sure, that one sounds fun, but am I crazy that these are just like, this didn't really prove anything? It just was like asking for buffs? Like, don't get me wrong, right? I think that Maga is a good example of like, I think Maga's boring compared to Ramatra and Junker Queen. He's very two-dimensional while they're very three-dimensional. And sure, Ramatra's a good example where you can shield, punch, and do all these other things at the same time while Ryan can either swing or shield. And it does feel like you're kind of falling behind in some ways, but it doesn't necessarily make them bad. I wouldn't say that they're ruining the game. I would actually say that new supports probably have ruined the game more than new tanks, quote unquote. So like, for example, Kiri's a big hot topic. Illari was a big hot topic for how much damage she would do. She was basically a third DPS. I'd argue even Lifeweaver just was really weird. Like, just such a weird thing to add to the game. Like the pull, like getting pulled out of fights, which is so strange. You know, even like immortality. You know, like the concept of immortality with Baptiste in Overwatch 1. Like, I would argue those things probably did more damage than Junker Queen being slightly more viable than Roadhog, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay, anyways, to the comments. Thank God you are not in the balance team. Fire emojis. There are 5,000 problems with the tank roll, and you tackled none of them.
The one phrase that's going to destroy Overwatch 2 is it's quick play. Now tell me if
Uh-oh.
this sounds familiar. You're a casual gamer who likes Overwatch. You get home from work, you hop on the game, and you notice partway through the match that you just queued in for that one of your teammates is struggling a little bit with the hero they picked. You try not to think much of it, but as time expires and you see defeat come across your screen, you check the stat line and you quickly realize that when it comes to that teammate that was struggling, they either picked a hero that they didn't know how to play or they weren't even trying in the first place.
In quick play, right?
Now at this point, either you or one of your teammates is airing out your grievances in the game chat, to which your 2-11
Why? Because it's quick play. Why are you airing out your grievances in quick play?
DPS Ana replies, "It's quick play. Shut the f*** up." It's
Yes, they are correct.
really annoying in the Overwatch 2 community that there's this mindset that competitive is the only game mode to take things seriously.
Yes, that is correct. Because let's say even in your example, you picked a hero that you don't know how to play. Where are you supposed to learn it then? If you don't know how to play it, how do you learn how to play it if you don't get to play it because you're not allowed in quick play to play it? Arcade? You mean arcade, the thing that won't give you actual practice because you're playing TDM? Not the game mode that mimics the actual competitive game mode, just with less restrictions and less pressure? Play comp if you're that. Wanna play competitively. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. If you want to really care about winning every game, play competitive.
Because competitive is the competitive game mode. If you want to win, that means you want to compete. Wanting to compete means being competitive. Being competitive means you should probably play the competitive game mode. Don't be a bitch. Don't be afraid of ranked. If you're afraid of ranked, so then you treat quick play like ranked. I'm sorry, but that is just a issue with you being afraid of losing ranked games. So you're taking it out on the poor quick play players. Stop. The Ana is right.
Now, if they're jumping off the map and controlling your game, okay, obviously that's annoying, but it's quick play. That's why I don't think there should be reliever restrictions, really, because then you can just leave the game and play another one.
Yes, in-comp things should be the most serious, but that's because you're playing the game for different incentives. Quick play
Like winning.
needs to be taken more at face value. It is a game mode that provides a quicker way to play Overwatch 2, which is still a team shooter. Nothing changes at the core mechanics between quick play and comp. It only
Is it?
changes at the core mechanics between quick play and comp. It only
You mean other than the fact that you don't attack and defend? You mean other than the part that you don't have an overtime? You mean the part where you actually get given extra time? So if you're playing hybrid or escort, normally you have 4 minutes to attack. Quick play gives you 5. Or is it 5 or is it 6? I forget. They give you an extra minute or 2. They give you extra time. They give you extra time. That is a core mechanic of the game mode. Time. Timer. That is a core mechanic. By definition.
only shortens your match time so you can fit more games into a shorter period of time. No, you don't have to play like you're going to.
Can we next already? No, because this is important. Because there is a growing sentiment of people that are like this, and they must be stomped out.
Overwatch League, but you still should be trying to play
Sorry.
more games into a shorter period of time. No, you don't have to play like you're going to the Overwatch League, but you still should be trying to play to win. In my opinion, Overwatch 2 should be framed in the same mindset of pickup basketball. If you've ever been out in public and seen the way
This has been, oh, the man.
people will play these games like at the YMCA or just on a court in a park, you will quickly realize that they do take these games seriously. They get extremely competitive at any given moment.
But you can't go to the YMCA and then walk in one of the two doors, where one is casual pickup basketball and the other one's competitive pickup basketball. That doesn't exist. Yeah, you can sign up for a league or something if you want, but you don't. It's not a video game where you go home and open a menu and you get to pick either one. You're going to a physical location, and then you have people that are competing in a physical sport. Typical physical sports, people want to try. Like, they're not going to be like half, like, you know, like, oh, if you're there and you're physically doing something, obviously you're gonna try. You have to try to some level. That's different than playing a video game.
But they also understand that they're going home at the end of the day and not to the NBA.
Right, but I guarantee you those motherfuckers are the same people in quick play that would be screaming. And let's use this example: if the Lakers showed up to the YMCA and started, boom, you're just going, boom, just dunking on you and just going crazy, you'd be like, what the? I just wanted to go and play some quick games at the YMCA. But if my GM top 505 stack rolls in and it just starts going boom and just starts slamming on your silver games, you're running right to Reddit, right to Twitter, right to TikTok. Go, oh my God, why am I getting top 500s in my game? What the? Like, you're the same motherfuckers. Don't tell me you wouldn't be.
If you queue in for quick play with this, I'm just gonna do whatever mindset. That's like trying to run 5v5 on the court, but one player is playing horse by themselves every time they get the ball.
Yeah, well, what happens when that fifth player is LeBron? Now all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, that's not fair.
It ruins the immersion for everyone else and wastes the time of the people who queued in for the game. And listen, I'm not trying to discourage the community from trying new heroes or just being new to the game in general and having no.
Nah, this is awful. This is literally one of the worst takes ever. Not only because it just sucks, but like it's also gatekeepy. Like, don't play heroes and you haven't played in quick. Nah, this is just like, I haven't seen this many collective of L's in a long time.
I'm also not saying that you shouldn't play who you want to play in any given match. But at the end of the day, whether quick play or comp, you should still be trying to play to win. So meaning, you should really...
Yeah, if you have people that just jump off your map all day in quick play, yeah, of course, that's annoying. How often does that happen?
know how to read the room if you realize that what you're doing isn't working for your team. Because if...
What do you mean read the room? This isn't a social experiment. This is quick play Overwatch.
You should really know how to read the room if you realize that what you're doing isn't
Maybe we read the room in this situation.
for your team. Because if quick play didn't matter like how some of you think, it wouldn't be listed as the first game mode for you to try when you open the game. More importantly, they wouldn't count stats for
I don't even want to listen anymore, dude. It's the it's the first game mode that's listed on the menu. Oh man, kill me, dude. Oh Jesus Christ! Almost like any video game you open up, the first one's always says play or it says unranked. Literally every game does that because why would you throw a new player into comp right away? Or hell, if someone just spamming the button immediately, why would it throw them automatically into a comp? Like, that's just like menu, that's just literally menu design. Like, what?
More importantly, they wouldn't count stats for it. And that's
Why wouldn't they count stats for it?
why.
That's like saying the grass is green. The grass is green, and green is a color of a plant. Grass is a color of a plant. And that means plants are healthy, because plants are healthy, you know, vegetables and whatnot. That means you should drink tons of Mountain Dew. You should drink tons of Mountain Dew. You should drink more Mountain Dew and less water, because it's green and grass is green and grass are plants and plants are healthy. Point is, this is potentially one of the most dog shit takes I've ever read or seen in my whole life. Quick play is equivalent to shooting around with your friends. Comp is quick pick up basketball. Nah, comp is like a community-wide tournament. Once again, incentives. No, it's not. It's not a tournament. It's not a tournament. It's not a tournament. No, it's not. It's a one-time game. It actually, in their example, they actually are spot on. I've seriously, actually, we've introduced the new most TikTok comment or most TikTok comment. Now we have like potentially the winner of the worst take yet.